Imagine yourself stepping into your golden years. That time of life where freedom, peace, and contentment are finally within reach. It's a time when the pressures of the past fade away, making room for the things that truly matter, being present for the people you love, and diving into passions that spark joy. Sounds idyllic, doesn't it? But the reality is, many find themselves facing these years with unexpected worries, lingering regrets, and even loneliness. Today, we'll be diving into some essential wisdom, mistakes to avoid and choices to embrace, so you can ensure that your golden years are lived with clarity, security, and genuine happiness. These are the invaluable life lessons shared by a very wise old woman. And trust me, every man could benefit from this insight. So before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more empowering content to guide you through life's important transitions. And stick around, because towards the end of the video, I'll be revealing some little-known truths about oral sex in later life, something many overlook, but you won't want to miss. Now, let's get into these timeless pieces of advice. Let's start with the first mistake, one that's far too common: neglecting your health. It's easy to slip into the mindset that as you age, things are just going to decline and there's nothing you can do about it. You might think, I'm getting older, so of course, my health is going to get worse. But here's the truth. This couldn't be farther from reality. The power to shape your health is in your hands, no matter what age you are. Proactive self-care isn't just a suggestion, it's a game changer. And it's something we can all start today. Take, for example, my friend Carol, who is in her late 60s. Instead of sitting back and letting aging take its toll, she decided to take action. She joined a local walking group in her neighborhood. And not only did it help her stay fit, but she also connected with others. It's a win-win situation. She combines physical exercise with socializing, creating a routine that makes her feel energized and less isolated. It's not about pushing yourself to exhaustion at the gym. It's about finding activities that fit your lifestyle and make you feel good. Whether it's walking, dancing, or even doing yoga at home, it's about staying active in a way that brings you joy. Now, let's talk about mental health, equally crucial, yet often overlooked. If you're only focusing on physical health and ignoring your mind, you're missing half of the equation. Picture this: you're at home, taking a break from your usual routine, and you decide to pick up a challenging puzzle or a strategy game. The thrill of solving each piece, each move, keeps your mind sharp and engaged. Or maybe you've always wanted to learn how to play an instrument, so you finally start. Imagine the satisfaction of learning a new skill, something you thought was only for the young or the musically inclined. It's not just a hobby. It's brain exercise that fuels your cognitive health. The idea that learning stops with age is simply a myth. The key to aging well isn't just about living longer. It's about living better. It's about making the choice, every day, to keep challenging yourself, to keep learning, to keep growing. Just like your body needs nourishment and care, so does your mind. Whether it's through physical activity, mental stimulation, or both, the secret is consistency. Age may be inevitable, but how you age is entirely up to you. So, what's your next step? Take action today. Invest in yourself, body and mind, and watch how you transform. The next common pitfall many people fall into is underestimating the importance of a solid financial plan. While money may not buy happiness, it certainly provides peace of mind, and without it, life's joys can feel overshadowed by stress. Failing to think ahead about your financial security can lead to a lot of worry and hardship in the years to come. And trust me, the last thing you want is to be scrambling for money when you're older. Picture this scenario. Let's say you've spent most of your life focused on raising a family, advancing in your career, and living day to day, not giving much thought to retirement. Now, fast forward to your late 60s, and you're wondering where your savings are. It's an overwhelming moment. The good news? It's never too late to start, but the earlier you take action, the better. Take Sarah, for example. She's in her mid-50s and had always put off saving, thinking she'd figure it out when the time came. But after attending a financial workshop a few years ago, she realized how much she had been missing. Sarah decided to set aside just 10% of her income each month into a retirement fund. First, it felt like a small amount, but over time, it added up. She also started working with a financial advisor who helped her create a plan for both short and long-term financial goals. Now, Sarah feels more empowered knowing that her future is taken care of, and her peace of mind has been priceless. You don't have to be wealthy to start saving. It's about setting small, achievable goals. Start by budgeting. I know it sounds tedious, but once you get the hang of it, you'll see how much it empowers you. Whether you're saving a small portion each month or considering alternative sources of income, like freelance work or renting out a spare room, every little step helps build a stronger financial future. The key is consistency, and even if you're already in your later years, it's not too late. Think about James, a man in his 70s, who started investing in stocks and bonds only a few years ago. He worked with an advisor to shift his funds from a low-interest savings account into investments that align with his risk tolerance. James also took the time to create an emergency fund, making sure that if an unexpected expense popped up, it wouldn't derail his lifestyle. Now, he enjoys his golden years with the peace of mind that comes from knowing his finances are in order. The ultimate goal is to approach those golden years with a sense of financial security, free from the stress of unpaid bills or unexpected financial burdens. Imagine yourself sitting on a beach, your toes in the sand, sipping your favorite drink. Not a worry in the world about money. That's what a well-thought-out financial plan can do for you. Allow you to enjoy life without the constant weight of financial anxiety. By taking small, manageable steps today, you can avoid future stress and set yourself up for a future of calm and financial stability. It's not about how much you make, it's about how you manage it. So, start today whether you're in your 20s, 40s, or 60s. There's always time to make your financial future brighter. Another common mistake is the tendency to isolate oneself as age progresses. Often, this happens because of fear, mistrust, or simply the feeling of not being understood anymore. Yet, it's essential to remember that social connections are a cornerstone of happiness, especially in the later years. Embracing connections and seeking new experiences can be transformative. Aging doesn't mean shutting yourself away from the world. It can be a time to nurture friendships, join groups, and explore new interests. If loneliness creeps in, find activities that connect you with like-minded individuals. Imagine the joy of joining a book club, where lively discussions introduce you to fresh perspectives, or attending a local gardening group, where you connect with others over a shared love for nature. These connections become rich tapestries, weaving memories, laughter, and camaraderie into the fabric of your life. The truth is, you now have an abundance of stories to share and wisdom to offer, and there's still much to learn from those around you. Avoid the trap of thinking age is a barrier to joy. Instead, view it as an opportunity to embark on new adventures. Many people feel like aging marks the closing of one chapter, but in reality, it's simply the beginning of a new and fulfilling phase. Breaking free from limiting beliefs is key to unlocking this phase. Don't let stereotypes about aging confine you. You can still travel, explore new horizons, or even pick up a hobby you've always been curious about. Imagine learning a new language, taking a spontaneous road trip, or revisiting an old dream you set aside years ago. Embrace flexibility, curiosity, and, most importantly, keep an open mind. Life is still full of possibilities. You simply have to be willing to seek them out. Finally, a positive and adaptable attitude often holds the secret to enjoying your golden years. Your approach to aging makes all the difference. Rather than clinging to beliefs that age only brings limitations, recognize that while the body may change, it's still an amazing machine capable of adapting to new realities. Consider taking on new activities that respect your physical limits, yet still challenge you in a positive way. Dance classes, Pilates, nature walks, or even yoga can be wonderful choices. A friend of mine took up dancing in her 70s and found it not only uplifting but a great way to stay active and meet people. Never underestimate the power of a positive, resilient outlook. Having an open, adaptable mindset can be the greatest secret to a long, fulfilling life. Aging is an inevitable part of life, but how you choose to face it can make all the difference in how much joy, vitality, and connection you experience. Another essential point to consider is avoiding the trap of living solely in the past. It's natural to reminisce and cherish happy memories, but constant nostalgia can hold you back from fully embracing the present. Imagine, for instance, someone who spends hours each day looking through old photos or rewatching home videos, feeling a mix of joy and sorrow. This person might be reliving memories of raising children or trips with a loved one. While it's a beautiful act to cherish the past, doing so endlessly can create a barrier to experiencing joy today. Instead, finding a healthy balance between remembering with gratitude and creating fresh memories is key. This stage of life offers a chance to explore new hobbies, forge meaningful friendships, and visit places you've always dreamed of. Take a page from the story of Margaret, a retired teacher who felt that her life had lost meaning after her career ended. One day, she decided to join a local art class just to try something different. And there she discovered a hidden passion for painting. Over time, her paintings evolved into a collection that she began showcasing in small galleries. The new hobby not only brought her joy but introduced her to a community of friends who shared her enthusiasm. She turned her hobby into a thriving pursuit and transformed what might have been a nostalgic period into a vibrant, active one. Try keeping a gratitude journal where you jot down thoughts, goals, and dreams, reminding yourself that dreaming is never reserved for the young. Let's say you decide to write down 3 things each day that brought you joy. Over time, you'll notice new aspirations and small pleasures that fuel your happiness and sense of purpose. Perhaps it's the laughter of grandchildren, the taste of a freshly baked bread you made yourself, or the thrill of trying something new. Retirement doesn't signify the end of your story. In fact, it opens a new chapter, rich with opportunities for self-discovery and reinvention. Think of it as a blank canvas awaiting your unique colors and strokes. For example, take the case of Peter, who always dreamed of learning to play guitar but was too busy with work and family to find time. Now, with a guitar and a few online lessons, Peter has added music to his life, finding joy and fulfillment in the melodies he creates. Embracing this period can bring you a renewed sense of purpose, whether that means cultivating new skills, volunteering, or simply sharing your wisdom with others. Contrary to popular belief, retirement doesn't equal inactivity. Far from it. A common misconception is thinking that your time for contributing has passed, that you've done enough and now it's time to step back. But let's look at this differently. Over the years, you've accumulated a wealth of knowledge and experience, so why keep it to yourself? Volunteering, especially for causes that resonate with you, can be a deeply rewarding way to stay engaged and purposeful. Teaching or mentoring younger generations can bring a unique sense of fulfillment, as you pass on valuable insights and perhaps even help shape someone's future. Imagine sharing life lessons with someone just starting out in their career, or helping a young person navigate a challenge you once faced. Such moments can be just as enriching for you as for them. Staying mindful of personal safety is equally important. Often, we feel as if we're invulnerable to life's risks. But as we age, certain situations can become a bit more challenging. Consider, for instance, the simple act of navigating stairs. Making small adjustments like adding railings or ensuring your living space is slip-free can help prevent falls and injuries, allowing you to move with confidence in your home. Installing devices that make your home safer or arranging for routine check-ins with family or trusted friends offers peace of mind and allows you to focus on enjoying life, rather than worrying about potential hazards. There's also a growing need to be vigilant against scams and fraud, which often target older adults. These schemes can come in many forms, from phone calls to emails that seem legitimate, but aim to trick you into sharing personal or financial information. Educating yourself on common scams can go a long way in protecting your peace of mind. One effective habit could be verifying the identities of those asking for sensitive information, or making it a rule never to share such information unless you're absolutely certain of the recipient. Security in your later years is about more than just physical well-being. It's about ensuring your financial and emotional peace as well. And finally, one of the most essential yet often overlooked gifts is to never lose your sense of humor. Life is filled with unpredictable twists and turns. And being able to laugh, even at the little challenges or unexpected surprises, is a truly powerful remedy. Laughter releases endorphins, improves your mood, and can even strengthen your immune system. So don't be afraid to be a little silly now and then. Laugh at yourself when things go wrong. Tell a joke, or watch a comedy show. The joy you share has a ripple effect, lifting not only your spirits but those around you. Living your golden years wisely, safely, and happily doesn't mean avoiding age but embracing it with open arms. Take charge of your life and make choices that honor your well-being, your relationships, your security, and most importantly, your happiness. Aging is a privilege, and it's up to you to turn this stage into one of the best chapters yet. There's still a world to experience, lessons to learn, and celebrations to enjoy. This journey is ongoing, and the choices you make today lay the foundation for a fulfilling tomorrow. So, care for your health plan, strengthen your financial future, maintain your relationships, and remember that happiness is timeless. Living wisely, safely, and joyfully is possible at any stage of life. It's never too late to create a vibrant, meaningful journey. Let me share something deeply personal that I've learned in my 78 years. It's a subject not many are willing to discuss: sexuality in our later years. Did you know that more and more people our age are rediscovering intimacy and pleasure? Yet, there's often little emphasis on the health precautions that still matter, especially when it comes to oral intimacy. Many of us don't stop to consider the risks of infections at this stage in life. After all, the topic of sexual health seems directed almost entirely toward the young. It's as if society has decided that sexuality disappears with age, doesn't it? But we know that's not the case. In reality, a lack of information can leave many of us vulnerable. I have friends who've contracted preventable infections simply due to a lack of awareness, a situation that could have been avoided with just a bit of open discussion. It was then that I realized if no one else was going to bring it up, I would, not as an expert, but as someone eager to both learn and share. Together, we can explore what it means to take our sexual health as seriously and compassionately as we do the other aspects of our well-being. For instance, just as we might prioritize a nutritious diet, regular checkups, or safe physical activities, addressing sexual health as we age should be viewed as a natural part of self-care. By staying informed and having candid conversations, whether with friends, partners, or doctors, we ensure that our later years remain vibrant and healthy in every sense. Taking these steps isn't just about safety, it's about honoring ourselves, our bodies, and our relationships. After all, this journey toward lifelong wellness doesn't end with age. It continues with courage, care, and curiosity, opening doors to connection and fulfillment at every stage. So, let's take a moment to explore something that I've learned over my 78 years. It's a topic that not many people are brave enough to talk about openly: sexual health in our later years. Many of us, as we age, may assume that certain aspects of life like intimacy are behind us. But what if I told you that more people than you think, at our age, are still seeking out and rediscovering the pleasures of intimacy? The only problem is, they often overlook the precautions that are necessary to keep themselves safe, especially when it comes to oral sex. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I never really thought about the risks of sexual infections in my later years, particularly when it comes to oral sex. Most of us hear about these risks when we're younger, but once we hit a certain age, it's almost as if society tells us to forget about those dangers. But that's where we go wrong. The truth is, many infections, such as herpes, HPV, gonorrhea, and chlamydia, can still be transmitted through oral sex, and they're often undetected for long periods. And here's the kicker: we rarely think this could happen to us, because, let's face it, we've been conditioned to believe that pleasure is only for the younger generations. But that's simply not true. Let me tell you about a friend of mine, someone I've known for decades. She's in her early 70s, vibrant, sharp, and still very much alive with a sense of curiosity and joy. A while back, she shared something with me that really opened my eyes. She had been experiencing what she thought was just a mild irritation in her mouth. Nothing alarming, just a bit of discomfort. But over time, it didn't go away. She thought it was a result of allergies or maybe some mild irritation from food. It wasn't until weeks later that she saw her doctor and discovered it was an infection she had contracted through oral sex. She told me, "I never imagined that something like this could happen at my age." That's when I realized how vital it is to stay informed and vigilant, no matter our age. So, let's talk about protection. You might think, why should I worry about using protection now? It's not like I'm having the same kind of sex I had when I was younger. But here's the thing, using protection, whether it's a condom or a dental dam, shouldn't be reserved for just the young. It's just as important for us to protect ourselves. I never knew about dental dams until my friend mentioned them to me. It's a simple piece of protective equipment that can be used during oral sex. And it's something that's often overlooked by older generations. And I get it. No one likes to think about these things. But by having this conversation, we take control of our health. Think about it this way. We are at a stage in life where we've earned the right to enjoy every moment. We deserve to feel confident, safe, and healthy while living fully. The key is not to avoid these conversations but to embrace them. We need to talk openly with our partners, friends, and loved ones about how to stay healthy and protect ourselves. We don't have to give up on intimacy, and we certainly don't have to sacrifice our well-being in the process. But here's the kicker. Many of the symptoms of infections can be incredibly subtle, especially in older adults. The body doesn't always react the same way it did when we were younger, and the signs can be mistaken for something minor, like a simple irritation or a change in diet. This can delay diagnosis and treatment, which is dangerous. I know another woman who, for months, dismissed the discomfort she was feeling as just a passing issue. It wasn't until she saw her doctor that she realized she had been dealing with an infection for far longer than she should have. We must take every change in our body seriously. It's easy to ignore minor discomforts or chalk them up to aging. But if something feels off, it's important to get it checked. Taking our health seriously isn't just about preventing diseases. It's about preserving the quality of life we've worked so hard to build. We deserve to continue to enjoy intimacy, but let's do so with awareness. Let's educate ourselves on the precautions available and take the steps necessary to stay safe. It's never too late to learn. And it's certainly never too late to care for ourselves with the same attention we give to our other health needs. Let's not let a lack of knowledge stand in the way of our health and happiness. We are worthy of vibrant, fulfilling lives, no matter our age. We often take our physical health for granted as we age. But when was the last time you truly thought about taking care of your sexual health? It's easy to overlook. But regular checkups and screenings should be as much a part of our routine as caring for our hearts or bones. Just as we visit the doctor for a checkup or get our blood pressure checked, taking time for sexual health screenings can ensure we continue living our lives to the fullest, safely and confidently. Now, you might be wondering, how can I protect myself and make the most of this stage in life? With all the vitality and zest I still have? The answer is simple. Knowledge is power. We need to stay informed, whether it's learning about available preventative measures, understanding the protection options out there, or knowing the subtle signs our bodies give us. The more we know, the better we can take care of ourselves. I know it can feel uncomfortable at first. Many of us have grown up in times when talking openly about sexual health wasn't common, especially as we age. But here's the thing. There's no need to be afraid or embarrassed. Speaking to your doctor about these concerns is just as important as discussing any other health issue. We must feel empowered to ask questions and get the tests we need. It's our right to be fully educated about what options are available to us for protection, and more importantly, to understand our bodies better. Take a moment to consider this. We live in a time where preventive care is more accessible than ever. Yet, many still hesitate to bring up these topics with healthcare providers or partners. But think about the benefits. Prevention is always better than cure, right? When we stay proactive, we take control of our health and avoid unnecessary risks. One of the key ways to maintain good health at any stage in life is to create a support network. Having open conversations with our friends and loved ones about sexual health can make a world of difference. Sharing experiences, asking questions, and being open to hearing one another's thoughts fosters an environment where we can learn and grow together. When we break the silence, we start to shift the narrative around sexual health. It's not a taboo subject. It's a part of our overall well-being. And this isn't just for our doctors. It's equally important to have these candid discussions with our partners. Talk about your limits, your boundaries, and what makes you feel comfortable and safe. Healthy dialogue is the foundation of any relationship, regardless of age. Setting boundaries and being clear about what feels right for us shouldn't be something we shy away from. Remember, it's never too late to learn, and it's never too late to practice self-care. Let me share a personal story that might help put this into perspective. Close friend of mine, now in her early 70s, had always been active and healthy. She had always taken care of her body, but like many of us, she never thought too much about sexual health in her later years. It wasn't until she had a conversation with a trusted friend that she realized how little she knew about the protection options available for her age. She had always thought that protection was only for younger people. But after that conversation, she made an appointment with her doctor. Turns out, she had been neglecting an important aspect of her health that could have led to serious complications if not addressed. This story highlights a powerful truth. When we take the time to educate ourselves, when we're proactive and open, we gain confidence. It's about more than just protecting ourselves physically. It's about feeling empowered to make informed choices and live life freely. The more we learn about our bodies, our desires, and how to keep ourselves safe, the more fully we can enjoy the freedom that comes with it. Living a full life, particularly in our later years, is about embracing joy and pleasure without fear or shame. We deserve to live without guilt or feeling like there are restrictions on our happiness. Ultimately, taking control of our health emotionally, physically, and sexually allows us to experience the freedom of choosing what is best for us. And the best part? It's never too late to begin this journey of self-empowerment and education. So, let's make a commitment to ourselves. Let's start these conversations. Let's continue to educate ourselves and others. Embrace our bodies at every stage, and live without fear or hesitation, because the more we know, the more confidently we can live, and that's what it's all about. Dear friends, the key to thriving in any stage of life is ensuring that we take care of ourselves, physically, emotionally, and mentally. It all starts with curiosity. Never stop asking questions, seeking information, or having those crucial conversations that allow us to live our golden years to their fullest. Life doesn't end when we reach a certain age, it evolves. And we must embrace this transformation, making it a time for wisdom, joy, and an abundance of happiness. One thing I've learned over time is the profound value of self-care. It's not just about looking after your physical health, but also your emotional and psychological well-being. You see, it's futile to only take care of our bodies if we neglect our hearts and minds. In this fast-paced world, we often forget to look inward and recognize what truly makes us happy and peaceful. Let me share something personal. For many years, I believed that certain joys, particularly the pleasures of intimacy and connection, were no longer for me. I thought those experiences belonged to younger years. But as time passed, I realized that joy has no age limit. The real magic comes when we give ourselves permission to experience life's pleasures consciously and safely, no matter our age. A friend of mine, who's in her late 60s, once said, "I thought intimacy was something I had to put aside as I got older, but I've learned that the feeling of joy and connection doesn't fade. It just takes on new forms." That comment changed the way I view the role of pleasure and connection in later life. It's about respecting our needs, learning to care for ourselves, and exploring ways to protect our health and happiness. An essential part of self-care is letting ourselves enjoy life fully, whether that's through meaningful conversations, physical intimacy, or simply taking a moment to feel joy. We often underestimate the importance of making space for these experiences, thinking that they're only for certain periods of our lives. But the truth is, joy is timeless. We can only experience it when we consciously allow ourselves to do so. This also involves making choices that keep us safe. Whether that's learning about new forms of protection, or simply communicating openly with a partner about boundaries and comfort. Self-love, as I've come to understand it, is more than just a concept, it's an active practice. It's about looking at ourselves in the mirror and feeling at ease in our own skin, even with all the marks and changes life leaves behind. It's about honoring our bodies, respecting our limits, and, most importantly, saying yes to what makes us happy and no to things that no longer serve us. There's a saying that goes, "We live fully when we learn how to say no without guilt." And I couldn't agree more. Saying no to fear, to shame, and to outdated ideas of what we deserve is essential for our health and well-being. It's okay to reject anything that doesn't align with your happiness or peace of mind. Saying no isn't a rejection of life, it's a declaration of self-worth. So, what about you? Do you feel ready to embrace this new mindset of self-love and exploration in later life? If this conversation resonated with you, I encourage you to share it with someone you think might need it. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Where are you in your journey of embracing joy and self-care? What are some of the practices you've found helpful in living your golden years to the fullest? And before you go, don't miss the next video that's just popped up on your screen. Click on it to dive deeper into more tips on living a vibrant, joyful life. If you found this conversation helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more insightful discussions and practical advice to make the most of your life. I'm so excited to continue this journey with you. See you in the next video.